Hi there, myself Madhav Jha. I welcome you to CodeChef and let's have a look at this question.
The problem is minimize maximum MEX. The problem difficulty is easy and there are no prerequisites. Let's have a read at the problem. The MEX of an array of integers is defined to be the smallest non-negative integer not present in it. So for example, if we check the MEX of this array 2, 3, 1, 2, the smallest non-negative integer that is not present is 0. Similarly, for this array of 2, 0 and 3, the smallest non-negative integer is 1. Now what we have to do is, we are given two arrays A and B. Both are of length n. We can perform the following operation on the array. For an index I, we can swap the elements AI and BI. What we want to do is, we want to find the minimum possible value of this expression. That is, we will find the maximum of MEX of A and MEX of B. So for this expression, we want to find the minimum value possible, and we are allowed to perform as many operations that we want. So for input format, we have t test cases, and for each test case, we will have three lines. The first line will contain the integer n, that will be the length of our arrays A and B. On the second line, we will have n spaced integers, that will be A1, A2 till an. Similarly, on the third line, we will have n spaced integers but for the array B, so B1, B2 till Bn. As for the output format, in a single line we will have to output the minimum possible value of the maximum between MEX of A array and the MEX of B array. As for constraints, number of test cases will go from 1 to 10 raised to 5 and value of n will go from 1 to 3 into 10 raised to 5. As for the elements in array itself, they will range from 0 till less than n. Let's see some sample inputs. So for the first sample input, we have two array. Again, obviously, we'll have A and B, and in then we have two elements. We have 0, 1, and again here we will have 1 and 0. Sorry. Now we can try to swap these two. If we swap it, let's say it becomes something like this. A will have both the ones and B will have both the zeros. So now if you find MEX, so for B it will be 1 and for A it will be 0, and the max of them is 1, and this is as low as we can go. Let's see the second sample input. For the second sample input, we can observe that 0 is not present in any of them. Since 0 is not there for both of their MEX is 0, and that is as minimum as we can go. Let's see how we can approach the solution. So if we see the condition of our operation, it is that we can only switch AI and BI. Now what would happen if both of them are same? In case of both of them being same, even if we perform the operation, there is nothing that we can do. Only when they are not equal can we try to swap it and do something with it. Now what do we want to do? Since we want to minimize the whole expression of maximum between MEX of A and MEX of B, naturally we would want to decrease the value of MEX that we can get. So let's see what we can do. Firstly, we will go over all the positions where the elements are same. We'll store them in an array, let's say called both, because this element is present at same position for both the array. Next up, if the elements are not equal, we can store them in the array 1. Now let's see what would happen if an element is not in both. We are starting from 1, right? So let's say if there's an element that is not present in both, it would mean that that is the MEX answer. We'll directly get the answer since it is not in both of them. That is going to be the MEX for both of them, and the maximum will going to be the same. Now what happens if it is present at both? If it is present at both, you probably cannot skip it because since it is in both and at the same position, there is no option to switch. But what would happen if there's one instance in them? We can swap it. For this, let's take example of the last sample input. So in this case, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and we have 0, 3, 2, 1. Now if you see, 0 is present at both the position. It means 0 will have to take, we cannot skip it. But now if you go to 1, 1 is present in the 1 array because it is present in both of them, but we can swap it. Now if I swap 1 from here, what will happen? Since 1 will now not be present here, 1 is going to become MEX for this array. Similarly, the next element that we find that we cannot swap will become the element that will be our answer. In this case, that will be 3. Why? Because now that we have swapped 1, this array has nothing to do with us. Here we will have 1 and here we will have 3. We cannot change MEX of this number. Now if we go and see 2, again 2 is present at both the places. So we will have to move ahead of 2. At the end, now that we reach here, we'll have 3. There is nothing that we can do for this. So the answer is going to be 3 for us. So this is the approach. We'll check if it is present in both. If it is present in both, we'll move ahead and check for the next MEX value. If it is not present in any of them, that is going to be our answer. If it is present in one, we'll skip if it is the first time that we are reaching here, because this will become MEX of the first array. At the second time that we reach here, it will become the MEX for the second array. And since we are taking the max, we'll take the second times answer, and this will be our solution. Let's see how we can approach the solution in C++. So for each test case, we call the function solve. In solve, we take the input of n, then our array a and b. Once we have this, we are going to form our array both and 1. We'll put an element in both if for a same index I, both the elements are same. It would mean that there is no point in swapping this. Next up, in the one array, we'll put the elements that we can actually swap. Next up, we start with our result or our MEX as 0. Now, we are going to check whether this element that we are at, currently 0, whether it can be the final answer or not. So let's say we start counting. If an element is present in both, there's nothing that we can do. We'll have to move forward. So we try to check the next MEX. Next up, if an element is not present in one and it is also not present in both, it would mean that this element is simply not present in both the array. It would mean that this is going to be our MEX for both of them, and since maximum of both will be same, that will be our answer. Next up, if we have an element that we can swap, so now it would mean that we can remove this element from one array and this will become the MEX for one of our array. But we want to find two MEX, right? So we'll simply have a flag called count and we'll move ahead. The next time, if we come for any of MEX, that will be our answer. So we do that. Next time we do the same thing. Now if we come across an element that can be swapped, so what we'll do is we'll check if the count is not 0, it would mean that this is going to be the second MEX. Since this is higher, this will be the maximum value and will be our answer. And as you can see, I've got an EC in my C++ implementation. Let's see how we can implement this in Python. Again, for each test case, we call the function solve. Take the input of n and our arrays a and b. We define our array both and 1 as the elements that are present at same index and are same will go under both and rest of the elements will fall under 1. Then we are trying to check what could be our MEX value. So we'll check for an element. If it is present in both, it would mean that this is present in both the elements at the same place. So there is nothing that we can do with our operations. We move ahead. If this element that is not present in both of them, it would mean that that is our MEX. If that is not the case, and we can actually swap, then in our first swap, we'll make it MEX of the one array and we'll set our flag to 1. The next time we find something like this, a MEX, it will be of the second array, and since this will be the maximum, we'll print it. And as you can see, I've got an EC in my Python implementation as well. So I hope you understood the problem, the approach, and how we can implement it in both C++ and Python. Have a very good day, and I'll see you in the next video.